You are watching the Skeptic's Guide to the Universe, your escape to reality.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Friday live stream.
Well, hello. Happy Friday.
Hello. I have
Thank God it's Friday. We missed last week.
Yeah, where was everyone last week? It was awfully empty in here.
You guys, nobody showed. What the hell?
Jay was out of commission because it was his wife's birthday.
My 40th birthday, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's clarify that because today is my wife's birthday. I'm still doing the live stream, Jay.
Yeah, how old is your wife today, Steve?
That's none of your business.
Okay.
He does not have permission to disclose such private information.
The question is the decade birthday.
So she got her second dose of the COVID vaccine yesterday, and she's basically sleeping all day because she didn't sleep last night. So yeah, we didn't make plans to do a lot of stuff today because she knew she was going to be wiped out from the vaccine anyway. But I did make her dinner.
What'd you make?
In the oven right now. I made rice lasagna, which is baking right now.
I want that.
Rice lasagna with the meatballs?
With sausage.
The sausage.
That's it.
Nice.
Gotta have
It's not the best. That's not the best option, but not horrible.
I want leftovers tomorrow. I'm gonna listen.
There'll be plenty. We made enough for 20 people.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Probably be over here tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
To visit Joss. It's her birthday. Come on.
Thanks for the invite.
You're welcome to come over and
Evan. See that, Ev? Okay. Well, Evan and I are flying into outer space tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. It's like I'm not busy or anything.
You're going to go on the SpaceX rocket that blew up after it landed again?
Oh, gosh.
That's why they're testing, right? Nobody died.
Right. So it landed successfully, then blew up.
Well, no, but it did catch on fire. There was something literally burning as it was landing.
It was leaning over, and then it blew up.
Yeah. It does that once in a while.
I thought that was, you know what, as bad as it was, because
it was a feature, not a bug.
It was a big loss of hardware, but my God, was that spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
It was truly a spectacle. You know what I mean? It was like, what? Oh, cool. The landing's great. Oh, my God.
That's not supposed to happen.
Oh, man.
Exploded.
But when Elon Musk said failing is part of learning and that's okay and everything, because I grew up thinking any failure is horrible, and SpaceX's idea of failure changed my mind about failure. I didn't get that upset. I was shocked, but not oh my God, this is the humanity. I was just yep, they learned. Whatever caught on fire won't catch on fire next time.
Yeah, but you're right. As long as there's no lives are at stake,
Right.
But I didn't get a sense of how loud it was. I would love to know what it sounded like, say, half a mile away.
Oh.
Right? That had to be one hell of an explosion.
What, there's no audio recording of it?
I just couldn't hear. I never heard anything.
You would never really appreciate it unless you were there.
Yeah, you're right.
There's certain things that do not translate into video. They just don't. Like when I've seen, we said this before, like I've seen pictures of the Grand Canyon my whole life. When you're standing on the edge of the Grand Canyon, it's like nothing you've seen before prepares you for the awesomeness of it. And I was at one rocket launch. It's the same thing. I've seen dozens of rocket launches on TV. When you're at a live rocket launch, it's just just an overwhelming experience that just the videos don't prepare you for.
Yeah, I was at the last shuttle launch. It was epic.
Ooh, yeah,
epic.
That's right.
Did you guys hear about this Cuttlefish marshmallow test study?
Oh yeah, amazing.
Incredible.
Amazing. No.
So what Cuttlefish passed the marshmallow test. So to remind you what that is, the marshmallow test it's a classic psychological paradigm that tests for the ability to delay gratification. So it's supposed to be a measure of self-control or executive function or something like that. It does tend to correlate with intelligence. It correlates with academic and economic success. However, there are some with people anyway. There are some caveats. Like there's more recent studies we talked about where if you come from a insecure environment where you basically learn not to trust adults, it's actually adaptive behavior to take the bird in the hand because you never know what's going to happen later, no matter what the adults in the room told you. Mm-hmm. So, but that aside, so Bob, you said chimps. The chimps are one of the few animals who can pass the test, the marshmallow test. Some corvids can, like crows, and parrots have passed it. But that's it. That's pretty much it.
So that doesn't really say much then again about neuronal density then?
Well, it may. Dogs also, in some contexts, have passed it. Actually, I think that completes the list. There's parrots, corvids, dogs, chimps, humans, and now cuttlefish. So cuttlefish they're cool. They are awesome. You guys familiar with them? They're cephalopods, so they're like octopus, squid, cuttlefish, and
they look like a cute version of Cthulhu, right?
Yeah, they're like cute Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Yeah. And their eyes are weird. Their eyes are like W-shaped, but if you're looking at them from a distance, it kind of looks like an eyelid. So it almost looks like expressive eyes, but it's really just because they have these weird, wiggly eyes. So they're amazing little critters. So they did the marshmallow test on them, where you do some version appropriate for the animal, where if they take the reward, the treat or the food or whatever it is, immediately they get a small amount. If they wait, then the amount they get builds. Like I know, like with the chimpanzees, they put them like there's a device which slowly dispenses treats. Mm-hmm. And once they access it, that's all they're going to get. So the longer they wait, the more they get. Yeah. And the other thing that was interesting about the chimps is that they distracted themselves. So they made like magazines and stuff available to them. And then when they were waiting for the treats to build up and trying to hold off taking them, they would like flip through the magazines. And they had a control group where that wasn't happening.
The humans.
Was the magazine, Steve, Monkey Weekly?
Yeah, Monkey. No, because chimps are not monkeys.
Right.
Whatever. I mean, come on. Why can't we just have a word that
primates,
monkeys and chimpanzees? Well, there you go. Stop making me.
Come on, get to me one word that includes all monkeys and apes and
but the word monkey,
got a prime word.
The word monkey feels good when you say it. Primates takes a little energy. Monkey gives me energy. Monkey. You know what I mean? It's a fun word.
So they distract themselves more than when they weren't waiting for the treat that I was trying to say. So that gives you some sense that they have metacognition. They're aware of their own thoughts enough. I have to distract myself so I can delay my gratification.
Awesome.
Steve, there's no doubt about that. I mean, all the things that we've seen primates do, like I think it was the mother gorilla that saved the baby that fell into the enclosure, like literally saved the baby from the male gorillas.
Yeah, right.
That wasn't just. I think that gorilla knew that was not a monkey. I mean, a gorilla baby.
Jay, here's how you remember it, Jay. Do you remember Planet of the Apes?
Yes.
They hated being called monkeys. That was a slur to them. If you called them a monkey, that was because the chimps, the chimps, were not monkeys. So
Bob, get to your point.
Remember that. That's the point. That's how you could remember. Think a chimp is not a monkey because they get pissed off because it's a slur.
Called damn dirty apes. That's
better than monkey.
One of the best lines in all of science fiction.
Get your stinking paws off me, you
damn dirty ape.
Wasn't Rod Serling the executive producer or one of the producers of that? Of Planet of the Apes? Isn't that awesome? Totally Serling.
So they also showed, to finish the cuttlefish story, that they did a separate test where they just tested the cuttlefish for some problem-solving task. And the cuttlefish that did better on the learning task were able to delay gratification longer. And that's true in other animals as well. That actually correlates with other measures of cognitive ability. So it does suggest that is just part of your brain power, inhibiting your behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, the real question though is, in terms of the marshmallow test, do they like it lightly browned or do they like it black? Black and
but Bob, you gotta be
lightly browned. Because the way it should be.
No. Let's not even go there.
That's how I like it too, Steve.
No.
They did black the marshmallows. They gave them
crisp.
Something what they'd like to eat,
So here's the other wrinkle here. So it's not just that cephalopods are pretty smart critters. It's a really good example of some convergent evolution. We have a completely separate evolutionary line, but developing pretty sophisticated behavior. But they're nothing like humans. They obviously don't have human level intelligence, but they're just completely different, sophisticated, cognitive ability. But the cuttlefish, they're predators, but they're not that big, and they have a lot of things that prey on them. And their primary defense is camouflage, right? They're like some species of octopus that, they have the pigment. They could change the pigment in their skin, and they actually. Here's something interesting I learned about them too. Reading about them, they don't see color, but they do see polarized light, and they think that helps them their camouflage. I guess under the water that helps them, whatever camouflage better.
But the other thing, Steve, the other thing is it's not like a chameleon, which is kind of like a chemical camouflage. This is camouflage based on their brain. Their brain wants to change, and it changes like immediately. It's not, you don't have to wait until it slowly morphs.
So when they're hunting, they have to hide and camouflage and wait for the right moment. They have to wait for a time when there's prey for them, but the coast is clear in terms of there's nothing around that will prey upon them. So if they see something they want to eat and they don't have the patience to wait until the coast is clear, they'll get eaten by another predator. So it makes sense that they evolved the ability to wait until the time is right. And that basic ability, somebody lurking behind you over there, Jay.
That's my wife.
Happy belated birthday, Courtney.
Everybody's wishing you a happy birthday, Court.
Yeah. Jay, have her sing me a song. Come on.
What? It's her birthday. You're supposed to sing for her.
But it's Uncle Bob's song. Come on.
Oh, but Court. Bob wants you to come over and pretend to be Olivia with your Uncle Bob thing. There you go.
You don't have to, Court.
Uncle Bob.
A celebration.
Holy Christ, she nailed it. Oh, Bob, you're going to literally be watching that video the day you die. That is so cute.
Yep, I'll be going through on my deathbed, going through the best videos I've accumulated. Also, Jay, Olivia.
Will. Steve, you think that's a video I could show everyone on here or no?
No.
I don't know. I don't remember it.
Right.
Bob, you don't think
If you're asking,
that
probably
first.
not.
What court?
Yeah, good.
All right, my wife says no.
Yeah.
Probably for internet safety reasons. But, oh my God.
For child pornography reasons.
Oh my God. It was
No.
when you're a parent, every once in a while you capture a video and you're like, oh God, that is going to be something I watch for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah.
The one was when Jay's first son, his son, when he was like, what, Jay, like 2 years old, year and a half, was talking like a zombie for 5 seconds. So we got that.
I can play the audio for that one because there's nothing there. Let me whip that up while you guys talk about something.
That's Voldemort's wand, isn't it, Evan?
Correct, Bob. This is Voldemort's wand, and I relieved him of it. He was being rather naughty.
Here it is. Ready?
All right, but for real trivia,
wait.
Identify that wand.
Oh, hold on. I got to get a close up of this.
Could you guys not hear that?
Yeah,
I heard something.
I heard it.
Ian, was that loud enough to hear?
Switch.
Do it in the microphone again.
All right, hold on.
Hey, Steve, hold on. We'll get to this. We got to hear Jay's thing, and then we'll get back to wands.
The finish is epic, of course. But Jay and I have been
Dylan?
loving that for 6 years, I think.
I said, Bob, moments after it happened, I sent it to you. That's how quickly I sent that video to you, because I knew that you'd laugh your ass off. And the other thing is that made me laugh so hard this week was I listened to George Hobbs' Geologic podcast. I'm a huge fan of George's show. He just always makes me laugh. And he made a noise during the Religious Moron of the Week segment that I recorded and played for Bob just to isolate the noise from him. And George can make inhuman noises with his mouth. And it was so freaking funny. Oh my God. Hello. Hi.
Yes.
Yes. What?
Did we freeze? What happened?
Just waiting for you to finish your story.
Yes, we're on you, Jay.
All right.
People are trying to, for extra geek points, who can identify this wand? That's, you really have to be a Harry Potter fan to recognize that.
Whose wand was that?
It's not Voldemort.
No.
Voldemort's easy.
Is that Hermione?
We'll see.
No, it's not
Hermione.
Not Hermione.
Not Hermione.
I don't recognize the handle with the.
Is it Bellatrix?
No, it's not.
No, hers is really evil looking.
Yeah. No one's guessed it in the chat, I don't think.
I had a replica of Bellatrix's wand. I used it as a back scratcher and broke it.
Oh, yeah. So this wand, when I was playing with this wand, I went like this and it snapped.
Yeah, what the heck?
But it was a clean snap, and I was able to glue it together, and you can't see. It was a perfectly.
Oh, then it's Ron Weasley's wand because
you got a bad core in there, Steve. Bad core.
Yeah. Well, it's just whatever. It's like I don't know what it's made of, but it's something moldable, I guess.
All right, can I ask the audience a question? I want a legit answer from anyone. I have been hounded by YouTube to buy their premium service every single time I turn YouTube on. Has anyone purchased that?
Yeah.
And is it worth the money? Is it worth? What is it? And what do you pay? And is it worth it?
Well, I bought it when Cobra Kai came out because you had to have a premium service to get Cobra Kai. So that's why.
That's on Netflix now, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Netflix.
But it was good then. But also you can play videos in the background. So like you can close your phone and listen.
Right.
That's what I use it for the most.
Yeah,
they do.
I didn't know. I thought that was a technological thing.
Nope.
Yeah, I just don't think I'm ever going to buy it unless they start having programming like Evan was saying. Like I watched Cobra Kai on Netflix, I think.
Mm-hmm. They moved to Netflix, yes.
Yeah.
Bottom.
Yeah,
also no ads.
It's a fun show.
Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is interesting.
They kind of flipped the script on it. Yeah,
they did. Yeah, they took some interesting turns with the characters. It's It's good. I like it. Overall, I like it. There's some things about it that's very hokey and campy. Yeah. And then there are other things about it that are, nice plot arcs that they took with some of the characters, and made some, develop some things. And yeah, the world of Miyagi is kind of cool.
Yeah, I find it very interesting that they decided, like, we're going to take the bad guy from the first movie, who, that was obviously the best movie in the series. And we're going to turn him into the sympathetic protagonist, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
And
spoiler alert.
I was so surprised at how well that guy could act when I compare his acting to the original movie. I'm not saying that he is a brilliant, actor. Yeah. Like, but he could play that character. He plays that sympathetic character extremely well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've only seen him do one role, so that's why I can't really comment on his acting.
Yeah, William Zabka
wasn't he? Wait a second. Was he the guy in Back to School?
He was in. Yes, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, he played the
antagonist in Back to School.
And then conversely,
he missed a bunch of stuff.
Ralph Macchio's character, I dislike his acting so much it blows my mind. It's almost comical how bad of an actor he is right now.
You're not confusing it for the character, right?
No, Ralph Macchio is doing a horrible job of acting in that TV show.
You think so?
I absolutely I
didn't walk away with that, but
he's so corny and cheesy. It's palpable. Oh my God! Somebody help!
All right, I have to end everybody's.
Yes,
yes, please.
George Weasley.
Oh,
who cares? Who cares?
As I said, it was obscure.
That is obscure. I like it. I like it a lot.
All right. Did any of you guys?
Yeah.
Were you going to say something interesting? So
I was going to say that I've been doing hand exercises because
no.
Look.
Oh, Jay Scar development. Let's see. It's been 2 weeks.
No, yeah, come on. Yeah, keep it clean, Steve. I have to do this. I have to improve my grip because when you don't use your grip for a couple of weeks,
you actually put it up again. I shouldn't say get it up again.
That's my scar. That's it.
Very good.
You get it's ridiculous how fast your muscles fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you call it, Steve? Atrophy?
Atrophy, yeah.
Yeah, you lose muscle mass instantly.
Well, it's not instant. But it is 2% per day of non-use, something like that.
It felt more dramatic than that. I guess I was weak because of the swelling and whatnot from the surgery. Mm-hmm. But when I did a strength test between my left hand and my right hand, like even just how strongly I could make a grip changed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just now getting it to the point where I'm kind of like at 50%. It's coming back.
All right. So have you guys seen this?
I'm okay though. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, I know. You're okay from your elective outpatient surgery?
Don't worry about me. I'm good. I'll drive myself home from surgery. It's okay.
You only had one hand. You still got another hand. All right. So the phone that unfolds. Have you guys seen those videos yet?
Yes.
The phone that unfolds.
Yeah. So it expands. It expands. It's not it's not the unfolding one. It's an expanding phone like this.
Oh.
And the screen unrolls, like it sort of tucks in and then unrolls.
Tuck and roll. Got it.
Yeah. It looks interesting, but I need to get my hands on it to see what it's really like.
Oh my God, I'm looking at it right now. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, Chinese company Oppo does it.
Oh.
I mean, Ian, if you can play that video, that's really cool looking.
Can you send me the link?
Yes, I can.
I mean, it'd be interesting when it gets a little bit more dramatic, but the idea that they can have a screen that is flexible and can roll up, I mean, that's the key innovation there. And I know that they've been working on that for a while, but
what are we talking about? A new product?
An unfolding phone. I mean, an expandable phone.
In the chat.
Let's see.
They've had them. I mean, does it roll or does it flip?
It rolls. So it's like this. Like here's the screen, and it expands like this, with a flexible screen that unrolls. Right?
So it's not actually.
It's not folding. It's not folding.
That's good because I think they still. I'm not sure the latest tech, but that was a classic problem where it's got that. You could see a little bit of a problem.
No, this is seamless. This is seamless. I guess the advantage would be that you could make it small enough to fit comfortably in your pocket. But if you want to like watch a movie on it or do something where you could really use the extra screen real estate, then it unfolds. But again, it's one of those things like, are people going to think it's worth it? Do they use their phone in such a way that it's it's
so hard to predict?
It's hard to predict. Maybe that's great, but I'm not going to buy one. Yeah.
Well, what would stop you? My initial reaction was I would never buy version 1 of that phone.
Yeah,
because there's moving parts. Here we go. Take a look, guys. It looks almost like when you understand what's happening, you totally get it. Like it is unrolling because like the other part of the screen is like folded behind that you can't see.
Yeah, it does look like magic though, right?
How do you expand it? Wow, what are you actually doing to expand it?
That's cool.
I think it's
like a
white
button
or a button.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think
crap,
I don't think I'd mind that. I think that could be pretty cool. I just think that thing's going to break after you do that 200
times.
Right.
Life expectancy.
Wow.
What's
it called?
Expanding phone.
That's it.
I don't know what the brand is.
How much does the expansion part wear the battery down? Like, does it kill like half the battery life?
I know, right, Ev? Because the first thing you're going to do for the first week is just open it and close it, open it and close it.
Great.
As batteries get more powerful, they need to find ways to waste more energy so that the overall time it holds a charge.
God forbid the phone lasts more than a damn day.
A day? Exactly.
Yeah, somebody asked a good question in the chat. What if it starts to expand in your pocket? I think it probably will be like a garage door where if it feels any resistance, it'll just...
Or you can lock it. It must have perhaps it has a lock button on it, and you have to unlock it before it will move.
Or people will say, do you have an expanding phone in your pocket, or are you just glad to see me?
How thick is the thing, too? I didn't see
that's a perennial question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one. All right, there's a lull. So somebody said that I had wand envy, and I'd like to say that there's no way I've got wand envy because this is like only half of them. But I want to do this one. I don't know if I did this one on the show before. Whose wand is this? Or what can you tell me about this Harry Potter wand with this nasty?
Let's have a look here. Ooh, gee whiz.
That's neat.
Thorny.
That's thorny.
Thorny.
Who had? No, wait, Bob. Give it to me straight. Is that definitely from the movie?
It's from the movie, but I actually can't give you a specific name. Only a group, which probably gives it away.
Death Eaters.
Yeah, it's a Death Eater wand, but they never specified which Death Eater. But it was really cool. I bought it just because I'd never seen it, and it was just so atypical.
All gnarled. Yeah, it's good. It's cool. Cool, the idea of the whole wand.
I was always disappointed.
Kind of cool.
I really, really loved reading the Harry Potter books. I thought the movies were a great adaptation of the books, and then like the next series of movies they came out with, like it just like it's like the universe just suddenly became boring to me. Like what happened? Why didn't they have awesome movies in that universe? Right?
You're talking about the prequels, the Fabulous Beasts.
Yeah, it wasn't really that captivating.
It was okay. Yeah, it wasn't as good as the original.
I didn't even see the second one, but I want to see the second one. It was all right.
It was fine.
It's got a lot.
But you're right. It wasn't as compelling. The characters were not as compelling.
Right.
No, I mean, but you have a $1 billion brand, right? I mean, the brand is unbelievably big. It was one of those things that captured the entire world. Like there are so many brilliant writers out there. Like, look at TV today. Like there's so many amazing TV shows that just are better than movies at this point. I don't understand.
The two worlds have kind of merged. The whole television production, movie production, in some ways, the quality is there. It's pretty universal across the medium.
Totally agree, man. You're so right, Ed. The thing about TV, though, of course, is that you just have longer time to explore the characters and the world that you create. I mean, it would be perfect for Harry Potter because, like the Star Wars universe, like the Star Trek universe, there's you have millions of untold stories that you could pull out of that basic concept. And those two movies, man, it's like, come on, that's the best you can come up with. Like, I didn't give a shit what happened.
if anyone's in London and they've got some time, remember when we saw the Harry Potter, was it Warner Brothers Harry Potter experience or something, where they literally took chunks of sets from the movies and brought them to one place. So these are actual sets. So we actually walked in like the Grand Hall and we saw countless props and sets and pieces. That if you're a fan of Harry Potter, definitely check that shit.
The best thing though was the actual model of Hogwarts they used on camera.
Oh my God.
Yes.
It was huge. Obviously, not life size. It was huge.
It filled a room, probably
filled a large, giant auditorium.
Easily a couple 100 feet aside.
Yeah.
So whenever you see
gorgeous.
Whenever you see an aerial shot, a detailed aerial shot of Hogwarts, that's what they were doing. Now this thing was not only it was gargantuan, amazingly detailed. It was a rare experience. When we walked in, we didn't anticipate that, right? We didn't know.
You turn the corner and you're like,
all of a sudden, you see this such amazing construction and craftsmanship. My jaw dropped. It felt like I was looking at like David in Italy, or it's a Saturn V rocket. It was a similar experience where you're just like, holy crap, and you're just like in awe for 20 minutes. You're just in awe. This thing was beautiful.
Ooh. What year did we go to London, guys?
2018.
3 years ago.
I took a lot of pictures of the four of us standing in front of that thing. So let me see if I can find that.
Too.
That was November 2018, right?
No, October.
October then.
Febtober. October. The book came out. Wow, we have short memories.
Bob, how do you tell your phone to take pictures from it? Like,
say, Siri, show me pictures from November 2018.
You must have them too, Bob.
Yeah. So October?
Yeah, there it is.
I went in October, like the Halloween month I went. Why would I do that?
Because we wrote a book. And,
you
remember book?
Siri, show me pictures from October 2018.
We were invited to go to Manchester.
Yeah, I remember that. I thought it was like November or December.
No, it was October. But we were home in time for Halloween, Bob. Don't worry.
Well, of course. I would remember if I missed Halloween.
Nope. I did find a cool picture of us though in Philadelphia.
Hey Siri, show me my pictures from London.
That's a good picture. Wait, not those pictures, Siri.
Oh my God. I don't know. Sorry, I can't find it. Did
anybody get the puzzle yet, Evan?
I think
someone on the Discord chat did get it.
So why don't you do that while we're looking for pictures?
Sure. Let me zoom in a little so we can give you a little better example of what is going on here.
I can't see the top writing. If there's writing in that black part, I can't see it.
Yeah, I apologize for that. Did the best I could. This is 6 zeros.
Okay.
0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Down here we have letters: capital I, capital VI, capital I, capital VI, capital I, and lowercase d.
Yep.
This is a box, obviously. It is cut down the middle or divided in the center diagonally. And it's showing, well, that shade of black where the 6 zeros are, and where the other letters are is this shade of gray.
So is there a significance between the uppercase and lowercase and the blue area?
Yes, there is.
Can I start making guesses?
Yes, absolutely. I would love to.
I thought it was Roman numerals.
They are Roman numerals. Very good, Jay.
But lowercase d doesn't exist in Roman numerals.
That is correct. So
it's 15D.
Well, it's each number is its own. So we have 6 characters up here. We have 6 characters down here, right? So it's obvious. It's a code of some sort. So black is all zeros, right? 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a hex system for colors, a 6-digit code for colors. Black is all zeros, it turns out. This color here is this. Now I changed it because it would be a little too easy if I just put the numbers here, but 16161 and the letter D.
Oh, that's interesting.
So while this puzzle is not Googleable, you need Google to figure it out. So if you plug into
the Pantone, is that what those are called?
No, it's not the.
No, that's
not
different.
The Pantone.
These are hex codes.
Yeah.
It's hex codes.
It's hex codes. So if you type into your favorite search engine, Google, whatever, 16161 lowercase d, it'll reveal the hex code, and it will tell you that it's the code for the color Eigengrau. Do you know what Eigengrau is?
Eigengrau. No.
Eigengrau is described as the color you see when your eyes are closed. It is that gray. It is that gray that exists.
Yep, there it is.
And it has that designation, and whomever officially was able to get it into the codes got it in. And I think it's very interesting in a couple different ways, but most importantly, because we all have seen that. So it's universal. I like that. And it brings up the conversation about what you do see when your eyes are closed, because I can tell you things that I see because I've actually concentrated on what I am seeing when my eyes are closed.
So what do you end up seeing?
Well, what happens for me, and I don't know if this happens with others, is that I will have this shade of gray, and I'm sorry, it's not exact, the color representation, but I changed it a little bit so you could see that it's the differential, so it wouldn't look like one side was black and the other side was black. So this is an exaggeration. If you look on your computer at home, you'll see the actual one. I see the gray, okay, but at the same time, other colors start to sort of take shape and form, and mostly tones of either green and purple tend to be my colors. And they'll sort of pulse in a certain way, or change shape if you can take that. They have some sort of movement. They almost a liquid sort of feel to it. If I leave my eyes closed for a decent amount of time, a minute or a couple minutes, I'll start to see those kinds of colors swirling around among the gray. So I've never really done a deep dive to sort of get an explanation as to what that is. I can imagine it's a combination of things, both the exterior lights that are occurring outside of my eyelids, plus just whatever my brain is deciding to try to make order out of chaos.
So Ev, that's odd because I have a completely different experience. I've paid attention to, I kind of like when my eyes start to acclimate to the lack of light, especially if the room is very dark. I might see little sparkles a little bit here and there, but I don't see any color at all. Yeah.
Do you like Mrs. Sparkle?
Get me again. My God, you got me again.
All right, I found the castle.
Yeah, Ian, I just emailed you a picture too. You could
there's me next to the standing in front of the castle.
And we're going to throw out congratulations to Bobby from the Discord chat for being the first one who got it. So well done, Bobby.
It's huge.
It's friggin' huge.
Yeah. It was epic. Jaw-dropping. It
was awesome. What did we spend an hour just in that room?
I know. We kept walking.
It seemed that way, but it probably wasn't that long.
It probably wasn't an hour, but...
The reason why that to me... Seeing the real sets, I mean, first off, that was the soundstage that they shot Harry Potter on.
Wait, what are you talking
about? Some of it.
That was the actual that area right where we were was where they shot when they used sound stages for that movie. That's where they were.
Oh wait, are you sure about that? Because I heard that they literally moved the sets to that location.
They moved the sets around the sound stage to make a attraction out of them. But that was where the film was shot.
Remember how big that building was? Because, even just the Harry Potter display parts were just a small part of the much larger building that this thing took place in. So it was definitely sound.
Right, except for location shooting, of course.
Obviously, yeah. They shot it in all sorts of places.
Yeah, I mean, the craftsmanship that you see on that one tour, it's mind-blowing that humans can do things like this. To me, it's magnificent. They show you like how the what do you call the
the picture's up.
What they show you how they made all the masks for the monsters and the special effects and when the what do you call the black wraith things? I forget.
Dementor.
When the Dementor when a person wore the Dementor costume, they showed you the harness mechanism, like a backpack with a thing on it, that blew our mind. Unreal. You see things like, the door, the cool snake door that opens in the second movie. They had that there. They had all the interiors. Hagrid's house, the Gryffindor common room,
Diagon Alley part.
Diagon Alley. Oh my God, Diagon Alley. That was so freaking cool.
That was awesome.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking about the Diagon Alley and
Universal.
That was wonderful.
I saw that one as well.
Jay, do you have any update on the Disney infighting over Mandalorian?
Yeah, I mean, I'm saving that for AQ6, but it's been pretty intense. The basic story is that, and I'm going to add a little bit of my narrative in here because I think it makes a lot of sense. I think Kathleen Kennedy was waiting for something that she deemed legitimate enough to try to muscle out Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau from essentially running Star Wars. She got demoted into just dealing with like one of the TV shows where she used to drive the ship. When Favreau came on the scene and the new CEO of Disney came on the scene, they established a relationship, and that's The Mandalorian was the result of that. And then he did so well with Mandalorian, that team that he put together and the stage and everything that they came up with, it led to him hiring George Lucas, and then Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and George Lucas crafted out the 10 years of Star Wars that's about to happen. To recapture the brand and recapture a lot of the fans that were, disenfranchised from the franchise.
From the failed third trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that love the three latest movies, the three movies in the arc. I personally did not like them, and I felt like they were extraordinarily mishandling of the brand. And Jon Favreau decided to get involved with Disney when he watched The Last Jedi. And the mishandling of the Luke Skywalker character. He got so emotionally wrapped up in the mishandling of that he got in front of the people at Disney and pitched his. I don't know exactly what he said, but I think he pitched Mandalorian to them as like a entry point. I personally think that Kathleen Kennedy's treatment of Star Wars as a brand was very, very poor, and I think that Jon Favreau, with the help of Dave Filoni, they create content that feels like Star Wars. They create content that is seated deeply in the Star Wars universe. That's my opinion. If you disagree, I can understand. But so there are people in Disney that back up Kathleen Kennedy and her vibe, and there are of course people that back up Jon Favreau and his vibe. So Disney is having a culture war right now, which is fascinating, just looking from the outside. Whichever side you're on, you got to just look at what's going on. I mean, the sparks are flying. Kathleen Kennedy is trying to get Jon Favreau removed from the brand, and
which is crazy time.
I agree.
At the same time, you have what the fans want to see, which is probably somewhere a little different, such as what was it called? Scene 37. Remember when we talked about that? Where the fans, a group of or a couple of fans put digitized reimagined the Darth Vader versus Kenobi lightsaber duel in the original Star Wars.
New Hope, yeah.
And it's just like the greatest thing you've ever seen, which blows away, frankly, anything Kathleen Kennedy or Favreau, anyone else, frankly, I think could have thought of. So I don't know why they can't kind of bring in sort of those kinds of ideas and make that the new Star Wars reality and go down those roads, because I think that would be the most satisfying to the majority of Star Wars fans.
That's called, by the way, that clip that they came up with is called Star Wars SC-38 Reimagined, and it basically means Scene 38 from the original script.
Yes, right. SC-38 Reimagined, right.
I agree, Evan. I completely agree, because the fight between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan happened. It happened. But they didn't even really know what lightsaber fighting was.
Of course not. No,
it was movie. So when you get a glimpse into what it actually should have and would have been, and what and the way that the filmmakers that did that, the way that they used the Star Wars brand to intensify that moment was impeccably well done. It was just perfection. And I got to be honest with you, Ev, I think that what might oddly be one of my favorite pieces of Star Wars content.
It is. Oh, it definitely is. No doubt about it.
Yeah, but don't forget Rogue One, the Rogue One scene at the end where Darth.
Oh God, awesome!
That was, to me, that's in a similar class to that scene 37, yes. And so they get it. They get it. They know that you're going to see Darth Vader in action. That's what you got to do. Come on,
right?
And they know it. They did it.
I mean, you know,
they want to see They want to see the most evil character in movie history be the most evil character in movie history. Yeah. That's what they want to see.
Yeah, and you know the interesting thing about Darth Vader, though, is he is able to exist both as a really bad villain. Like when I first watched Star Wars for the very first time, I hated Darth Vader. He was such a bad guy. I've come to love that character so deeply. Like I think Darth Vader is such a profoundly interesting character. Just the way his character is written, everything from the details about his suit, the details about his origin, his relationship with the Jedi, like, you know, his redemption at the end of his life, like amazing. It's just an amazingly well written story about a man who completely lost his way. You know, like if you make it simple, he got corrupted by his own anger because his mother and his being a slave and all this shit just totally screwed him up. So I think that's amazing. And I feel that vibration happening in The Mandalorian. I feel like that level of writing in the show. It's not The Mandalorian is not this jam-packed, oh my God thing. They have moments of oh my God, but most of it is just very interesting unfolding of characters and relationships, which is, to me is the core of storytelling.
So we're getting some questions about the pandemic. So let's just pivot to that just a little bit. So
let's fully pivot to it.
Yeah, for a little bit. So we're in this really weird space right now, I feel, where obviously massive pandemic fatigue is setting in, and we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. The vaccines are getting rolled out. The numbers are starting to drop, but we're not through this yet. And really, I could see it going either way. So, like, you know, Texas, you know, infamously lifted their restaurant restriction and a mask mandate. Other states are mostly with Republican, you know, governors are starting to do the same thing. And meanwhile, the experts are saying, "Whoa, slow your roll," and it's a little too soon to do that mainly because the new variants are really starting to spread and to dominate the landscape. So there was just a study out today, in fact, where they looked at people who had the vaccines and people who had been previously infected with COVID and how well their antibodies neutralized the three new variants, right? The UK variant, South Africa variant, the Brazil variant. The UK variant was the same, but it took 3.5 to 10 times as much antibody to neutralize the other two variants, the South Africa and the Brazil variant. So again, we're actually in a race against time. You know, we're to get the vaccine out and to get the numbers under control before these variants kick off another round. You know, another surge. And the thing is, like, when these variants become dominant, then we're going to get variants of these variants, and some of those are going to be even more resistant and more contagious, maybe more deadly. You know, we can't play this variant Russian roulette. You know, we have to get the pandemic under control quickly. And the idea of people loosening restrictions or, you know, thinking, oh, it's all okay now, we can go back to the way things were, is crazy. It's just like, that's not what we're in right now. We are in the home stretch, but if we drop the ball now, I'm mixing my sports metaphors. we drop the ball now.
If we fumble rounding third base,
if we don't recover the fumble, the other team will pick it up and run the other way. No, so it's a tricky time. It's a really tricky time.
Yeah.
And I just really wonder, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when we look back on it, like, what's the full arc of this pandemic going to be? Like, we may have no idea what we're in for. Every time we think that, all right, this is it now. We're getting to the end. Like, we're just getting started. So, I mean, the vaccine can end this, but if we give this window of opportunity for these new variants to really take a hold and spread, they may evade the vaccine and we'd be back where we were. It's really crazy.
You heard Connecticut's lifting their restrictions, right?
The what?
Connecticut, our state.
Yeah.
Governor, really? Yes. I
haven't heard. What are they doing?
March 19th, we go back. Restrictions are pretty much universally lifted. There's still a mask mandate.
Yeah.
But restaurants can go back to full capacity. A lot of places can go back to having full occupancy. Some things can't. Some things will still be restricted to about 50%, like movie theaters, some other gathering places. I think bars still have a limitation. But restaurants specifically, which is an industry that's been really hard hit, they have said you can go back to being fully open again, but masks required.
With masks, right? That's
masks.
You got to at least do the mask if you're going to try to open up some of the restrictions.
Yeah, but if you're going to a restaurant, masks don't mean much because you're eating. You got to eat without a mask,
which
right?
is kind of it's not really.
And being indoors, you get the aerosolized spread, and that's all about time. Like, how much time are you spending? And how much ventilation is there? That's basically the two variables. And so, having a bunch of people in a restaurant for an hour, 2 hours at a time, especially in the weather, in cold weather, is bad.
Fast. Yeah. On the bright side, I got my first shot today. First shot of vaccine. I feel fine, but it feels kind of weird. I don't know what's going on, Steve. Maybe you tell me what's going on.
Let's see.
I mean, I see something.
You have a little thing there, Bob.
Look, Bob, is there an eyeball on that?
Jay, it's mutated, man. I mean, look at that. I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm not going to touch it. It feels weird.
Psychosomatic, Bob. It's all in your head.
Okay.
So someone asked about, can people who got the vaccine pass on the virus? So there's data on that, but the CDC hasn't done their final analysis. The preliminary examination says that the vaccine reduces the risk of passing it on, but the CDC hasn't changed their recommendations yet, pending their official review of the data. So it's looking good, but no official word yet. But I'm sure we'll all hear when that happens.
All right,
Jay, is there a quiz today?
Absolutely.
Ooh, quiz time.
Yes, there is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Frank, the guy who created the quiz, has yet again delivered quiz questions to us because I love it because I get to actually legit do the quiz. You know what I mean? Which I never get to do.
So he made a quiz for us?
Yeah.
He did.
Frank?
Yes. There's
Frank.
Wow.
Frankie?
These are Frank's
6 questions.
Yes.
I'm starting to accept the fact that his name is Frank, and what I mean by that
Frank.
is that I don't laugh now every time Jay says the word Frank or Frankie.
Yeah, it's because I tormented everyone that I know with Jerky Boys for the last 20, 30 years. Frank Rizzo, open your fucking ears, check ears. I mean, it's like everything. I have it all memorized. I mean,
it is. It's part of who you are.
Yeah.
So Ian, do you have our link?
Oh yeah, I thought I posted that, but I guess I didn't.
I'm gonna have to sign
there
in.
It is.
That's me.
There's our link. Again, it's darkenergy.games, everyone, in the chat, and it should be there, posted in the chat.
Go to.
I will post it several more times.
There we are.
But while we're waiting for this to start, because it was my wife's 40th birthday, I did a lot of secret things. And one of them dropped today. So her sister, we haven't seen her. Her sister lives in Denver. We live in Connecticut. We see her sister 2 or 3 times a year. We have not seen her sister or her sister's family in over a year. And Carrie, the sister, and I have been talking for the last 4 months about the birthday and what are we going to do. So we both agreed that if the infection levels dropped down low enough that she was going to come for a visit, and both of our states dropped down. I think we were definitely below 2%, right? Where's Connecticut now? Are we below 1% yet?
It's in New England and the northeast of the country.
But basically, the numbers got down, and then she flew on. She went at an odd time, and she flew on a less populated airport. And she came, and I'm telling you, like seeing my sister-in-law for the first time in that long, because I love her. She is a sister to me. Like everybody was crying. It was an unbelievable reunion. It was unbelievable. Oh my God. I mean, I hadn't seen someone that I absolutely adore in over a year. It was very, very hard to see her again.
How does that make me feel?
I mean, Ev, I see you all the time.
Well, on video every Friday.
Through your bedroom window at night, of course.
Oh.
But the bottom line is, if you have people in your life like this that you're going to reunite with, it's going to be amazing. It was such an amazing feeling. Like she's downstairs in my house right now, and I'm like, I can't wait to go talk to her. Like I'm just dying to.
Well, you have to wait because we have to do the quiz.
I know. I'm just saying though, like there is a beautiful emotional buildup to reuniting with friends and family.
So it was all worth it. Is that what you're saying?
No, but this is a good thing to be positive about. You get to look forward to it.
If anybody can't get into the quiz, click the SGU logo, please, and that should redirect you to the quiz for some reason.
Redirect.
It doesn't do that.
I've also been watching this movie Outlander TV show Outlander.
Oh, it's good.
I don't know if anybody's seen it. So, man, it's good. It's an intense. Gotta just let the first episode come and go. It's the setup. After the first episode, it really takes off, and holy Christ, it's visceral, like right, Ian?
Yeah, definitely.
Outlander?
Yeah. Outlander. Very, very cool TV show.
So related to the movie?
No.
There
can be only one.
No,
definitely not.
I have your woman, Outlander.
The Kurgan, man. What an awesome character.
Yeah, I loved him.
The Kurgan.
Remember when he's driving in that car and the roof has been torn off and the woman is standing up and she's screaming and he's laughing? He's like, like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's a pretty evil character. Gives
is that when
to run for his money, definitely.
Is that when he screams too? He just screams
he mocks her by screaming with her. Oh God. That actor. He
totally nailed it. He tells the nuns, "Happy Halloween, ladies."
Yes. And he's
my favorite Halloween.
He's tapping out the prayer candles in the church.
Yeah. Oh man, it's great. I'm seeing a lot of questions. Does Bob wear contacts? No, I don't wear contacts.
Why? Why do they think?
Because you're the only one without glasses.
Probably because.
And you're the oldest, so how does that happen?
Bob's got perfect.
Bob would rather the screen
everything
be blurry than to wear glasses.
I see nothing blurry here. You get a little closer, it gets a little blurry, but the screen is fine.
Blurry drives me crazy.
I hate wearing glasses.
Oh gosh,
Steve's having a hard time internalizing the fact that I'm not as blind as everybody else in the family.
The genes.
You're in denial.
To clarify, somebody
put any text in front of me at any distance, and I'll show you. I mean,
all right, Bob, you're lucky.
Can't admit that I'm
whatever. Blah blah blah. You're handsome and lucky, and everything about you is perfect.
Okay, I think it's time.
And yes, perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Okay, it's quiz time. So when I give the signal, everybody, if you can click the synchronize button and I count down.
Wait, I can't find the synchronize button. Where is it?
Bob, put on your glasses.
Close your eyes and open your mouth, Bob.
Close your eyes.
All right, Mr. Magoo.
See the Eigengrau. Roadhog.
All right. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, click.
I missed it.
0 seconds. Yes.
1
second. What do I win?
I missed it, and I got 0 seconds.
I think there should be like fireworks that go off. If you get it, you are 0 seconds behind, like a little celebration. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 7, 6, 10. 10.
I love this part of the show. I love watching everyone do this because it's just so...
It's interactive. Yeah.
It just feels like we're a community when everyone is doing this,
Somebody earlier was saying they couldn't read the chat on the stream. On Facebook, you should be able to change the resolution under the gear option. And then change the resolution there. All right, most single digits. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. If
Some double
everybody's
digits now
ready, I
coming in.
think we have everybody in and away.
Here we go.
We
All right,
go.
good luck,
Which of the following is not an informal logical fallacy? Divine fallacy, moving the goalposts, nut picking, defeat in detail.
I've made my selection.
I mean, what? Wow.
Well,
That's
If it says too far behind, just play along with what's happening on the screen, everybody. Oh, it's darkenergy.games. You may not be in time for it.
Yay!
Don't say what it is, just for about.
No, I just celebrated the fact that I got it correct.
Oh, you just. Oh,
Yeah, so
celebrating.
what?
I never give away the answer.
So
Yeah.
defeat in detail apparently is divide and conquer as a military tactic of bringing a large portion of one's own force to bear on a small enemy units in sequence.
The Force.
So what's nut picking? That's what
Yeah, I
cherry
mean-
picking.
Nut picking is suppressed evidence, incomplete evidence using individual cases or data that falsifies a particular position while ignoring related cases or data that may support it.
Cherry picking.
Cherry picking.
Oh, cherry
Okay.
picking.
Yeah, you didn't.
And here we go.
Steve.
What is dermatog? Wait, how do you pronounce
I love
this?
it.
Dermatoglyphia?
Yeah, termatoglyphia.
Adermatoglyphia.
There it is. Hippocrates. An adverse reaction to tattoo ink,
Where's
the absence of
Captain right here?
fingerprints due to a genetic disorder, skin writing, the appearance of wheals, where skin is scratched, and allergic contact.
Yes.
Dermatitis often.
I was able to think about
Chinese.
it and get it. And I didn't need help.
I am so angry. I didn't even get to make a guess because I was rereading everything, and
Yeah, it's a lot. I should have
All right.
made these longer
that's all right.
in terms of
We need more time. More time.
time.
Adermatoglyphia.
I mean, Glyphia gave
It's-
it away
it's-
to me.
A dermatoglyphia. A
Thank you.
dermatoglyphia.
So A is
See?
right.
If you say, if
Oh,
you
yeah.
pronounce it correctly, it makes the answer more obvious.
A derma.
Yes, the absence of fingerprints. Which of the following is not currently accepted concept in evolutionary theory, common descent, adaptive radiation, homology, orthogenesis?
Give me orthogenesis.
A lot of these negative questions.
Yeah.
I love the music, Jay.
Oh, it's awesome.
I'm not hearing the music. Why not?
You gotta
have to act
turn the
the
sound
Bottom
effects
left,
on.
I believe sound effects is
Yeah.
available.
All right.
All right. I got it
Should I
right.
click this button that says abort game? Should I click that?
No.
No.
Orthogenesis is in
What's
is
it all
the
aboard?
correct answer. Or the
All
false
aboard.
answer. It's now largely abandoned hypothesis that organisms have an innate tendency to evolve in a definite direction towards
Yeah.
some goal.
Wow, that's
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah, you can't. Yeah.
that's not even wrong.
It's about as wrong as it gets.
It's about anti-evolution as much as you can get. Okay.
Evolved to do this.
How large is the radius of the Earth's inner solid core?
Wait, is that the inner core or the inner core?
Solid, I think, is the.
I don't know,
key
man.
phrase, perhaps about the size of the Moon, about the size of Pluto, about the size of Mercury, about the
Radius.
size of Charon.
I mean,
Damn, this
you
is a
know.
good question.
Yeah, but you just got to kind of stab at it, right? I'll say that.
Yeah, that is good music.
Yeah, man.
I stabbed and missed.
Great. Yeah, I missed it, man. That's a hard one.
Yeah,
It's
so
solid.
to give it 5 seconds before I say it, so everybody answer. Okay, the inner core is about 1,220 kilometers in radius at a temperature of about 5,500 C, roughly
That's
the same as the surface of the sun.
Nah.
There we go.
Damn.
But not the corona.
Now, is that made of nickel?
Iron.
Iron, yeah.
Mostly iron.
It's only mostly iron.
magnetic field, right?
Okay, next one is pick the sequence of countries that is correctly ordered by increasing population size.
Oh boy! Oh my gosh!
Egypt, Nigeria, Indonesia, India, Italy, UK, South Korea, China, Iceland, Norway, New Zealand, Jamaica, Pakistan, Russia, USA, China.
Probably that one. It's not enough time. And yes, I guessed right.
I got it right.
That was my second choice.
I had a really interesting like series of deductions happen in my head. You know, like there's no way that you're because I can talk now, right?
Here it is. Yes.
There's no
Egypt,
way that
Nigeria,
Jamaica.
Indonesia,
Right.
India.
That's the only one that
India,
can-
China,
can
right.
just
If you
count.
eliminate-
Egypt is 101 million. Nigeria is 211 million. Indonesia is 270 million. India is 1.37
Very close.
billion.
And here we go.
I still have 10 seconds on mine, so let's just wait to that so that everybody's lined up. And how long would it take you to fly to the nearest star at Mach 1, assuming the distance between the solar system
Not
and
the
that star?
sun, correct? Not the sun. Proxima Centauri.
Nearest star, I guess, is... Yeah. So is it about
Has to be
73,000
this.
years? 4 million years?
Has
About
to be
35
this.
million years? About 90.
Really? It's that?
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys are like 10 seconds ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything.
So yeah, stand by.
Other than my displeasure at being incorrect.
This is a math. Yes, this is a math threat.
15 seconds for the next question.
Yeah, just like you. Okay, so that's actually the last question. The Alpha Centauri triple star system is about 4.2 light years away from us. At the sound of speed, it would take 3.7 million years to get there.
Well,
And there we have it. Well, looks like we gotta get a new hobby.
Well,
Sound of speed.
that's too high.
That should go on the bingo card.
all right, Evan, while we're waiting for this to calculate, I was thinking today of the funniest thing you ever said in my presence. Do you know what that was?
Was it when I commented about Randy?
Yes.
That is definitely one of the funniest things I remember you saying.
So let me paint the picture for everybody. Imagine this.
Context, yeah.
We're at TAM, and it's later on in the conference, and Randy comes out on stage to greet the crowd. Like there's 1,000 people there. Right, we were all standing in the big auditorium there, and Randy comes out, and everyone's clapping and cheering, and Randy is soaking it in and taking his bows. We're in the back of the room, by our table, and Evan says just loud enough for us to hear, "Today is my 111th birthday."
That's what it looked like to me.
It was perfect.
It
was he did. He looked exactly like Bilbo Baggins at his party. It was perfect.
Thank you.
Ev, you know what I love about you? Is you had the balls to say it out loud. Like you actually said it at the perfect volume. So then, of course, all of the SGU are cracking up with Randy up on stage, and I'm like, like people, didn't realize that Evan threw in one of his joke bombs. Oh my god, that was so freaking funny.
That was fun. It was to me, and it was obvious what it was.
But you know what it was, Ev? It was
had to be said almost.
It was a combination of, it was his old version of Randy, right? It wasn't like when we knew him 15, 20 years ago. And the way that he was moving, like whatever stirred in your head to make you think of that, we were primed for it.
It was perfect. Yeah, it was
perfect.
Shuffle about him, right?
Yeah.
The scene. It was like it was from the movie.
It was
Randy in there instead of Bilbo. That's what
he had his. Yeah, you know what it was? He had his hands behind his back, which Randy used to do all the time. He would walk with his hands behind his back.
Yeah, because he would always.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Days, yeah.
So Carl with the K was the only one to get 100%.
Good job, Carl.
Nice, Carl.
And 5 people got 5 correct, and then a bunch of people got 4 correct. That's the group that I fell into.
Oh, you forgot about a lot of things.
You left out a bunch of stuff.
That's it.
I'm among the 50% failures.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do? What are you guys doing this weekend?
Working.
My taxes.
Steve, is Jocelyn not receiving phone calls tonight?
No, she could. You can give her a call.
All right, yeah, because when I get downstairs, I'm gonna call her up.
Yeah. We'll be eating rice lasagna.
Yum.
Wonder how many people out there in SGU land know what rice lasagna is.
Yeah, I don't even.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Who made that up, Steve? Who did Mom make that up, or was that?
It's an old Italian dish. It's lasagna, but instead of noodles, there's rice, and it's wonderful.
It's okay. It's not as good as real lasagna.
It's better. That's a.
You lost 1 Italian point just now.
No.
Sorry. Thank you for playing, sir. You have lost.
Yeah, you lost a geek point the other night.
I'll earn it back. I will earn it back because I'm going to study all this recent Star Wars information and then give an amazing AQ6 episode describing everything that's going on in detail. I'm fascinated by it. Oh God, I love it. I love loving stuff. Does that sound silly?
Yeah, you love loving stuff.
I do. I love it when I'm really passionate about it. It just gets me going.
The dopamine release.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't think you're not even human if you're not passionate about stuff. It's just like what's the point? What's the point?
And Bob. So how does in the larger discussion of artificial intelligence? So how do we get artificial intelligence to understand or come up with a system in which it could emulate that, right? The appreciation of certain things or those kinds of purely human emotions that take place. And how could an AI ever really be programmed or learn on its own to understand that that's what people do feel?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think you don't necessarily need to be have an emotional inner life in order to be, sapient or sentient. But if we do, I don't know if I could tell you that. I think I'd be making a lot more money. But I do think that you can't. I don't think you're going to have an artificial intelligence that doesn't know, that doesn't interact with the world, because I don't think just by learning the language and being taught things you're going to really understand and be able to converse with people. You need to actually get out there and interact with the world and see how it all works in order to really appreciate humans and be able to communicate with us. So I think once you have robots and things, or even a virtual entity interacting virtually in computers with people, like in virtual reality, they're going to need that interaction to really fully grasp, all the context. Our conversations here have so much subtext that you can be, almost impossible for a machine to understand that unless it understood the context of what we're talking about. And to do that, you've got to interact and talk and deal with people and objects and things in the real world or a realistic virtual world.
Should we take a couple questions?
Yeah, let's do that. And then I'm gonna go, you guys can keep going, but I'm going to go because I want to go spend time with the person I haven't seen in a year.
We're all going to go. It's 6:15.
Oh wow, really? You heard it, folks. My brother Steve just threw attitude at his little brother. Just like that.
I have rice lasagna waiting.
I know, right? See, if I were you, I'd be like, so long.
Well, that's
it's my wife's birthday. I'm taking the week off. Come on.
I didn't take the week off.
We have birth weeks at our house. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the whole week.
This first question comes from Discord. Who's the best novella?
Well, I mean, we can go to the next question.
Okay, so Steve,
I'll answer
why
that
did
question.
you choose
I think Steve is the best.
That's not
novella,
a real
Steve.
question. I was just debating.
Okay.
Question, Steve, why did you choose neurology?
Because it was the most interesting. I mean, you do your rotations, in medicine, you get to get a little flavor of all the different specialties. I liked everything. I mean, I enjoyed all of my rotations. There was something about each one that was definitely very interesting. But I liked the complexity of thinking about the nervous system and the brain, and the decision-making process and the diagnostic process was the most complicated. And that attracted me to it.
Question. This says actually from the Frizz said, can the Rogues do a shout out for me and my partner Olivia and Johnson? We are celebrating our 5-year anniversary.
No, sorry, no time.
No,
what were the names again? Olivia and Johnson?
And Johnson, yeah.
Olivia and Johnson. I could shout it louder. Olivia and Johnson, congratulations to your wedding anniversary.
5 years.
There we go.
5 years. Which was that the nickel anniversary? Which one is
5 fantastic years.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
And I'll say thank you, David and Dave.
Here's another question. How strong of an effect do you think social media algorithms have on nudging people into pseudoscience? Are there any studies on this?
Yeah, there are lots of studies on it.
Yeah, without doubt.
There's definitely a big effect. That it definitely influences people. The algorithm, it's like playing the slot machine. It gives you just enough reward that lures you down the rabbit hole. And it's built in. It's not an accident. It's not an epiphenomenon. Again, it's a feature, not a bug. That's what they are trying to do, because that's what keeps eyes on the screen and keeps the clicks coming.
Steve, they're calling you Evil Steve tonight.
Why?
Because the audience is picking up a little attitude with you? What is it? What's bothering you, man?
Nothing. I'm just there's rice lasagna cooking in my.
Okay, I totally get that.
He's getting hangry. He's getting hangry.
Okay, I will get mad at people when they're hangry.
I will let everyone know next week how good the rice lasagna with sausage was.
Yes,
probably. I bet you it's going to be awesome.
Good, yeah,
I bet you it's going to be freaking awesome, man.
Probably.
Okay, another question is mostly for Evan. A lot of pandemic deniers around SILAC, specifically on Facebook, are accountants or have a job and expertise related to finances. Luckily, some have lost their licenses, but is it just his confirmation bias, or is there something native to accountant circles that makes them believe they're good at understanding epidemiology?
Wow. Boy, that's kind of a big question. And I really don't interact with other accountants, frankly, all that much. We have kind of this boutique firm and specific clients. So I'm not in the accounting community probably as much as other people. So I don't know that I can really speak intelligently to that. It's not really but what little I have, and I do speak with other accountants and things, I'm not detecting that. People seem to, and that could be just my geography here in Connecticut. I don't know, just the general mindset of people and how they think about things.
We need some data, because otherwise confirmation bias is really easy to fool you on something like that. Once you think you notice a pattern, then you look for it and it confirms the pattern. And so you have to be really, really careful.
Yeah, but it's not something I've detected.
Yeah. Okay. For Steve, what is the name of that 250-year-old book you mentioned?
The one about the magnets?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up. I wrote about it like a couple years ago.
Was it positive or negative? Thank you.
Jay, do you recognize this robot? This is one of the robots in my collection. I don't know. Is this Star Wars? I don't recognize this robot.
I don't recognize it at all, Bob.
It's a little blurry. You got to back it up.
Yeah, I got it.
Back it up a little. It doesn't look like Star Wars to me. It's not firing any brain cells.
Yeah, I don't know.
The audience says. Could be a background droid, but I don't recognize it.
Yeah, it's an unusual head. I mean, you don't see that very often in a robot, but it's beautiful. It's really beautiful, but I don't know what it's from.
Okay, another question. If you had to quickly summarize exactly why astrology is invalid or unscientific, what would you say?
Well,
there's nothing that a planet could do to affect you in such a way that has ever been discovered or theorized in science. My gravitational impact on you a few feet away or 20 feet away is greater than the planet Jupiter's effect
Mars.
on you gravitationally. So if it's not gravity, what could it possibly be? That's impacting your personality. It's ridiculous.
And what would go ahead,
Bob, it's quantum mechanics of temperature.
There you go.
But all right, so I was going to say that. So that's one is there's no mechanism. There's no plausible mechanism. Then it dies right there. But the other thing is, and this is why astrology is like the go-to example of like that's the astrology of whatever, is that they work backwards, right? It's all retrofitting. It's all post-dicting, hunting for patterns. They have no scientific methods, like the anti-scientific method. When
it's tested, it fails miserably.
Utterly,
miserably.
My brother was born
actually
4 minutes
scientifically,
before.
It fails.
Right, my brother was born 4 minutes before me. We are opposites. I mean, what else do you need?
Yeah, and let's say that because the only energy that we could detect is gravity. What is the gravity doing? You know what I mean? Like, what would it be doing to you anyway? Even if that planet's gravity was reaching you in a measurable way, like Steve said, there's no mechanism. Even if you had strong gravity pulling on you, it wouldn't do anything.
Right,
not going to change your personality. It's magic. It's just it's just magic.
Yeah, it's a belief system. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, one final question maybe before you guys get punchy. Question. I noticed that the game show, Boomer vs. Zoomer, is already posted as Season 1, Episode 1. How regularly will we be treated to this delicacy?
That's a good question. We don't know because it's still being created. That was kind of like the pilot. And you're asking when's the series going to launch. So we're planning on doing the next one fairly soon. Maybe what were we saying? The end of March? Maybe we might end up doing the next
give a date specifically, but yeah,
Did
basically.
Yeah, I don't think we do.
Well, we have a date internally that we're thinking, but
yeah, I don't know if we agreed on announcing it, but we will be announcing a date soon, and maybe once a month. We'll see how it goes. Is the real answer, but something like that. It's not going to be more than once a month, but it'll probably be something like that. Yeah.
Steve, there's a request from Skepta Librarian. Share the recipe for rice lasagna, please, at some point. Thank you. At some point, I will do that. Maybe on our next live stream, I will cook it and show you how it's made. Which means somebody
sent me a message. I don't know. It's weird. I can't find it on my phone. I just saw it kind of pop up. The question was, do you put tomato sauce inside meatballs? The answer is no.
No.
You cook the meatballs independently.
You cook the meatballs in sauce, but you don't put the sauce in meatballs.
Slow down. The expert's talking. There's two ways that you can cook the meatballs. One is you roll them and you put them raw inside the sauce, and then they'll cook with the sauce. That's fine. But the meatballs will come out much softer, and they soak up a ton of sauce. So they pull out, maybe not sauce, but they pull out liquid, probably water from the sauce.
Mm-hmm. But then, you do put sauce in the rice lasagna.
Yes. The other way to cook meatballs is you bake them in the oven. You quick fry them first, not deep fry. You just fry them in a skillet, and then you bake them in the oven, and then you can put them in the sauce if you want.
What kind of rice is it? Arborio rice, like risotto rice, or
no?
Is it just regular white rice?
Uncle Ben's rice, yeah.
Okay.
It's regular white rice.
And cooked al dente, or is it like cooked fully?
You thoroughly cook it.
So
and then
Ian, were you listening?
We're
going to post the recipe.
You mix it with the sauce, and then there's Parmesan cheese, ricotta, and
I've never had that.
Whatever else you like in there. You can have it with nothing. If you want to be a vegetarian, you could put meatballs in there, sausage.
Yum.
And it's delish.
Yum.
You got to put a little Parmesan cheese on top.
Oh, of course. Come on.
Yeah.
Parmesan.
All right. I think we're done.
That's it?
Yep.
Anything the chat wants to say before we leave? You have 5 seconds.
Yeah, I like that. Open, free chat, everyone. 5 seconds. Say everything you want.
They just thank Ian, and they.
Yeah, Ian.
Impossible meatballs were good.
Yeah, we made Impossible meatballs. They were yummy.
Really?
Yeah.
They were. I mean, they taste like burger meat, though. The problem with Impossible, like I said, is it tastes like a burger, not like
but
good meatballs.
Better than if you're not
better than what you think.
Better than not eating meatballs. I'll put it
that's fair. They'll get better. Impossible will make better.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Night, everybody. Thank you.
All
appreciate
weekend. Meatball sausage.
Man.
Skeptic's Guide to the Universe is produced by SGU Productions, dedicated to promoting science and critical thinking. For more information, visit us at theskepticsguide.org. Send your questions to info@theskepticsguide.org. And if you would like to support the show and all the work that we do, go to patreon.com/skepticsguide and consider becoming a patron and becoming part of the SGU community. Our listeners and supporters are what make SGU possible.